Good morning, Saturday, day after the crucifixion, Easter weekend. Trust everyone's well, and I'm going to be brief this morning because I'm out for a run, and so fear of change and letting go of control and surrender. So if we want to change, but we're trying to control the outcome, that's going to be a white knuckle ride. So the paradox is that actually when we let go of control, that's where we get control. Einstein said the only thing that's comprehensible about our reality is that it's incomprehensible. As my grandfather used to tell me, there's no straight lines in nature, and when you can see that nature's imperfect, it's only then you will see its perfection. What does surrender mean? What does letting go mean? Morning, Nicola. I don't know why I called you Nicola. I'm halfway through a 10k, so I thought I'd have a little break and have a little chat with you. So, I have absolutely no idea what's going on. As Nicole put on a little video the other day there about whether Hugh's going to take over, whether we're on a great awakening, whether 5G's going to take us into 5D. Who knows what's happening, whether all the swamp people, and I'm not saying I don't read conspiracy theories, I do. However, I think there's an element of truth in them, but for me, if my energy is going to a conspiracy theory, it's not keeping focused on me, it's not keeping focused on letting go and just being. So, what's it going to take for you to let go of control? Why are we so desperately trying to control the external world that we don't have any control over? Resistance is futile and surrender is all there is. Whatever's happening out there, whether it's a virus that's locked the world down, whether it's a great awakening that's occurring, all we can really do is surrender to it. All we can really do is let go and let God or our higher power, or even this. Look at this. You know, how long's that been there for? How long is this gorge that I'm in? How long has these rocks been here? And you know, the world's locked down, but the trees and the buds are still starting to come out. That waterfall, as long as there's water, will keep pouring. Morning, Leanne. How are you, Petal? Morning, Craig. So, as I said, I'm out doing a 10k, I'm 5k in, so the thought I was want to leave with everyone today, the question is, why are we so desperately hell-bent on thinking we've got control, how we've got to be busy all the time? I'm noticing so many people right now distracting themselves with busyness. I'm noticing so many people. I went into the supermarket the other night there to get kippers for my breakfast, that was about it. And I saw a guy with a bottle of Jack Daniels, 24 cans of Coke and 6, but he could hardly carry it. You know, he never had a trolley or a basket. And it was a weeknight, it was a school night, and I'm thinking to myself, you're going to go and batter into that. And it's like, what are you distracting yourself with? What am I distracting myself with? Well, I'm distracting myself with things. Even coming up, getting out, going running this morning, that's a distraction. Okay, it's a healthy distraction, but it's still a distraction. Why? Because I was feeling a certain way when I woke up this morning. I was allowing my mind to get pulled like a magnet. The magnetic mind was pulling me into areas that I don't really feel I need to go to. So rather than sitting with it and being with it, I've chose this run to come out and burn it out of me. Now, yeah, that's a healthy way of dealing with it, rather than sitting and getting bladdered. Of course, I agree with that, but so many people right now are distracting themselves with things. Morning, Nicole. You have motivated me to get up, get dressed and get the dog and get out for a run in this dreek morning. It's like, well, okay, dreek, it's just how you perceive it, Nicole. So, loads of people are distracting themselves right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a spiritual awakening, if we're about ready to merge into the kingdom of heaven, if the Garden of Eden, if there's a spiritual battle going on in the skies. I've got no way of knowing that. All I do know is that things are changing, and maybe they will go back to exactly how they were before we went into lockdown. Maybe they'll not. I have no idea of knowing. I don't sit in Senate. I'm not part of the government. I'm not a venture capitalist. I'm not sitting looking at trends in the market. But what I am seeing is I'm seeing a lot of people distracting themselves with things. Now, I'm noticing subtle changes in my environment. It's almost like the veil that was between, and I questioned this yesterday. I was speaking to my cousin. My cousin phoned me yesterday and we were chatting about this. My cousin Karen, right? And when I was out walking the loch, I was out walking around the loch and I met Bob Mitchell, Vicky Short's husband, a good pal of mine, Buff's boy, and we were chatting. And these two herrings flew over. Morning, Georgie. These two herrings flew over Lanark Loch. And I'm not saying it was a spiritual experience. I'm not saying that it was a big wahoo moment. But there was a very subtle difference between how I was perceiving those two herrings. And I just felt very slightly that there was a connection. And of course my analytical mind came in and I'm going, why is there this connection? What is that about? And I thought, is it something just as simple as the energy, the busyness? Because at this time of the morning, everybody'd be making their way to work. Everybody'd be frantic. There's that kind of frantic energy that nobody's just walking for the sake of walking. They were walking before they went to work, or they were walking before they come back for their night, when they come back for their night shift, before they went to their bed. There was always a destination in mind in the activity that they were doing. And I was just questioning, is it just that busyness that's dropped? And the veil's dropped away, and it gave me a sense of connection with this bird. But every day for me, it feels as if I'm getting more and more connected. Like, it's as if I could just reach out and touch those rocks over there. Morning, Sandy Jack, how's it going? I'm just out doing a 10k, buddy. I'm halfway through and I'm just being lazy, and I stopped for a wee blather. Right, and the thing that keeps coming to my mind, and that's what I said to my cousin yesterday, it's like, if this enlightenment, or, of course consciousness is changing all the time. Consciousness changed when we invented the wheel. You know, when we invented the wheel, me and Georgie Tennant were standing at the top of Braidwood Hill. Me and George were standing at the top of Braidwood Hill, you know, a couple of thousand years ago, and we thought, right, let's go a walk down here, and it took me and George half an hour to do it. And then me and George were doing this, and we were like, there's got to be a better way to do this, big man. And I'm like, I agree with you, George. And it's like that, right? If we could get something that, and maybe we were sitting in the banking and this rock rolled down the hill, and we went, if we could make that rock a bit smoother, maybe that rock, and we could build a wee bogey, and we could get ourselves down that hill quicker. And then all of a sudden we made this wheel and we started to get down the hill quicker. Our consciousness changed. Consciousness expanded because we were able to get and do more in the time that we had permitted to us. Consciousness is changing, and we've been teetering on the edge of a shift in consciousness for years. Maybe the digital revolution and the speed in which we can access things and the way that we shop and the way that they are. We don't need to be that busy any longer, and maybe we are on the precipice of a change in consciousness. I don't know. But consciousness has been unfolding since the beginning of time. There's no way to measure consciousness. A low level of consciousness might be somebody that goes and mugs an old lady. A high level of consciousness, or a higher level of consciousness, and I really don't like saying higher and lower levels of anything, because I believe in the universe there's no way of measuring it. But just for this, I'll say higher and lower. And a slightly higher level of consciousness is maybe where you help that old woman over the road instead of stealing her shopping, right? I'm conscious of the time here, and I'm going to keep going. Because then my Strava will look as if it took me ages to do 10k. Right, consciousness. And consciousness may be expanding and unfolding, okay? I've got no way of knowing that, right? But let's just say it is. And this is what I was saying to my cousin last night. Maybe we are 10 years or 100 years away from a more awakened way of being. We wake up to our behaviours, we wake up to the violence, the way that we treat ourselves, the inhumanity that we have towards our fellow man, the greed, the control, the selfishness, the lies that each one of us are telling on a day-to-day basis, if not to somebody outside, but somebody to ourselves as well. And let's just say a fuller level of consciousness is coming. I don't know, might be 100 years away, might be 1,000 years away, but we're gravitating towards great change. And right now, we're in, because we've pressed pause, we're getting to step back and go inwards, and things are starting to change. That's what I said to my cousin yesterday. The thought that keeps coming to my mind, because I keep seeing frogs when I'm out. That's not spiritual or spooky, it's just because it's that time of year, right? But they're on my path. And I remember this old proverb, and I keep meaning to look it up. And love your philosophy. Cheers, Sandy. Right, so, morning, Sandy. I love you, what you do, man. And I'm so upset you're not getting to walk the West Island Way, brother. See, as soon as this is over, I said that to my pal the other night there. He says, the minute this is over, I'm doing the West Island Way. I'm doing it in 3 days. Boom. So the thought that keeps coming to my mind, because I keep seeing frogs, is if you throw a frog into boiling water, it'll know. Morning, Kieran. Kieran kept me going, fixed my car last week when nobody else was open. Straight to Kieran, sorted it out, job done, couple of hours. Brilliant mechanic. Not the easiest to pyrite enough, but nonetheless. So, put a frog in boiling water, right? It'll know it's hit the boiling water. Put a frog in cold water and slowly bring it to the boil. It doesn't know it's getting boiled. Now, I think we're getting boiled right now. I think we're in a pot of cool to lukewarm water, and the temperature's just slowly getting up. And I'll try and describe what I said to my cousin last night when she phoned. If awakening, or, do you ever fully become awake? I don't think so, but we're travelling towards a different level of consciousness, let's say, a different way of being. And my hope is that people come out of this more connected to themselves. And for me, that's a spiritual experience. It's no about God and the kingdom of heaven and the trumpets and the angels and the pearly gates and all the rest of it. I read that literature, but for me, a spiritual experience is simply put, reconnection with yourself, reconnection with source, right? So we're in an incubator right now. Stuff's going on. We'll know on Monday if it's going to be another 3 weeks. Even spiked yet in the UK. We've not hit the spike. When's the spike coming? Are we going to spike? What's going on? Now, every day that goes past, we're rolling. Feelings are coming up. We're getting more and more distracted. I'm getting way off. This is a dead simple thing that I said to my cousin. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that this new way of being is 10 steps away. 12 steps. I love 12 steps. It's 12 steps away, right? And we're on step one. Step one for me is, I'm starting to feel more connected to things. Like, as I said to my cousin, it's not like a drugged experience. I don't feel like I'm stoned or I'm on mushrooms or anything like that. I just feel, it's just subtle. It's like I'm feeling more connected to the trees, to the rivers, to the birds, to the animals. And she said the same thing. She said she was watching a bee and it was flying in front of her, and she was watching its wings, and it was like nothing between her and the bee. And I'm like, right, okay, so if we're on step one and we've got another 11 steps to go, I am absolutely, this is where I want to be. I want to be taking each step gradually. I don't want to miss a step. I don't want to miss a thing. Okay? And the people that are keeping themselves busy with technology, sitting on a mobile phone thinking they're, look busy, Jesus is coming, one of these t-shirts, look, everybody knows one of these guys. Got to be the one in control. Aye, this is my idea. This is my idea. Everybody knows one of these guys. Still working like crazy in the office. He's on furlough and the government's already turned around and told him that he's not supposed to be working when he's on furlough. One of these guys. Right, everybody knows one of them. Everybody knows one of the guys that watches your Facebook live posts and then starts using your material. Everybody knows one of the guys as well, right? Not got any ideas of his own, but wants to claim everything for his. They guys aren't getting into the kingdom unless they change their mindset real quick. They're getting left behind. But long story short, if you're distracting yourself with drink, morning, how you doing, Oklahoma? It was nice to see you the other day there. I went and looked at your photos and saw your wee baby and stuff. That's excellent. Muskogee, Oklahoma. 14 hours it took me to drive there. What a drive. But long and the short of it, if you're boozing, if you're drinking, if you're partying your way through this, right, see what's happening. It's going to go on whether you're in a steamer or not, right? See whatever's happening, right? And maybe folk will look at these Facebook videos and go, oh look, there's another, you know, what's his name, David Icke. There's another David Icke, another nutcase, right? Things are changing. I don't know what to. I don't know if it's a spiritual awakening or... But I think the way that the world is going to be ran, i.e., I think fossil fuels, the industrial age, I think it's coming to an end. The way we look after, the way we teach children, the bell goes, get up, go to another class, that was all set up for the Industrial Revolution. What we need is kids standing up, presenting, whiteboards, able to work off their own initiative, able to work from home. That's what we should have been teaching for the last 10, 15 years, because that's where we're at now. That's what we're all doing right now. Right? We needed that 10 or 15 years ago. Children need to present, children need to be able to stand up, talk, they need to be able to change roles. It's not a static position that the Industrial Revolution of jobs give us. Right, that's me. I'm a lawyer now. I'm a doctor now. I'm a labourer now. I'm a truck driver now. We've got to be much more fluid in our approach and have multi-levels of income streams and be able to turn our hand to anything. Because nothing's static. So, if 12 steps from now, there's an awakened state of being, and I feel as if I'm taking the first step towards that with the way that I'm interacting with nature and being with myself and the way that I'm feeling and perceiving my environment around me, I want to take each step very, very slowly and be part of the process, because I want to be the frog that's in the cold water, that the temperature starts to go up and I don't really know that I'm boiling. Right, so see the guys that are drinking loads of bevy, another sesh, another weekend sesh, I'm on it all the time, right? They're distracting themselves with things, they're distracting themselves with their thinking. Got to distract yourself with day in the garden, day in the house, day in the garage. See, when all that comes to an end, you've still got to be smack bang with yourself. A lot of people don't like that. Opportunity to actually be with yourself. Stop distracting yourself from who you are and what you are. Now, if you are distracting yourself with bevy and drink, you're going to get to the gates, you're going to get to step 10 or 11, you've not done any of the work, you've not done any of the surrendering, you've not done any of the letting go, right? And it's going to be smack, it's going to be like an elastic band, it's just going to whoosh, smack. So what would I rather have? A little bit of pain and suffering every day that I can manage, or a big, massive amount of pain that just thuds you all at once? These are the kind of thoughts I've been having. Whether they make any sense or not, I don't know. So, surrender and let go. We're so needy. We need to know. We need to know the outcome. We need to have an agenda, an action plan. What if there wasn't one? Let go of all control, and only when you can let go of control do you have control. And it's funny, a wee thought's coming to me. I'm walking by the side of the River Clyde now. Linda Jardin's watching. How are you, Linda? We're talking about spiritual awakenings, whether there's going to be one or not. Morning, Kareen. Okay, so when you're running around keeping yourself really, really busy, thinking that you're in control of everything, it's, I'm doing it my way. It's my way. But we're pretty simple. We don't have the answers. And to let go of that, in some ways for a lot of people, means that they're letting go of their importance, or their righteousness, or that I made that happen. What would it be like to let go of control, surrender into this process, accept that you can't, and allow yourself to be guided? That's scary. That's like free falling. Any time in my life where I've let go and let God, just completely let go and surrendered, there's been a space appeared and things have started happening. Wonderful things start happening, and then I get really frightened. I get really scared because, for an example, there was one time where when I really let go and I was just surrendering and doing loads of meditation, and I was getting clients phoning me from Africa. I had people come in from Spain. It was just remarkable, okay? It was absolutely remarkable. But I get really scared. I had to let go of the fact that I was letting go. And I went, right, no, can't have this. Don't know where these people are coming for, these coincidences, these synchronicities. This is just too much for my little tiny brain to compute. I need to do it my way. I'm going to keep talking to you for a wee minute yet, because this is actually where my office used to be, where that happened. I'm just walking at the other side of the River Clyde. So, I'll go and put an advert in the paper, 600 quid's worth of advertising. I'm in charge of this process. Not the great spirit, the great God, the great creator, Mother Earth, that I've entrusted to and let go and surrendered into, that's looking after me, taking care of me and supporting me. No, I've got to do it my way, Ross's way. Right? What did that do? Wolf. Tightened everything down, made everything very, very small again. Whereas when you can let go, things become expansive. But not very many people can handle that, because they're not in charge. And it's learning that lesson about how do you have one foot in the river and one foot in the banking, where you can allow yourself to be carried along, but also have a sense of self. It's a real challenge. There's where my old office was there. That's what I used to look out onto all day. Can you see that through there? Just that little window. Morning Sadie. Morning Lindsay. How's everybody doing? Right, so we're talking about letting go of control, surrendering. Everything's still going on round about us. The blossom, the buds are starting to come into the trees. The birds are chirping. Everything's just going on as normal. But our, if you like, distraction, the uniform that we put on of who we think we are, has been taken away, and we've just been hit right bang slap in the middle with, who am I? You know, can't distract myself with work. It's not giving me any meaning. So we're in interesting times. As I said, I'm not a prophet. I don't know. There's loads of stuff kicking about. I could jump in the bandwagon of conspiracy theories and grab all of you that are into conspiracy theories so that you trust me and you think he's one of us, and manipulate that so that I can get business and followings. But I'm not going to do that. Nope. So many of these coaches right now, these personal development coaches, are jumping onto a bandwagon of conspiracy theories and Q and wake up and the lies and the swamps are going to get taken back. I'm like, really? If that's your belief, keep it to yourself. You're just posting it so that you can align with people that think the same way as you and get likes, right? The thing that fascinates me about that is all these people that I've met a few going round the loch. I actually walked with a woman recently round the loch. It was before the social distancing came in. And we were walking and she was telling me, yeah, the governments are corrupt, the governments are this, the governments are that. And you know, Trump's got all these people and they put them all aside. And I'm like, right, okay. Chatted away, 40 minutes walk, guest house to walk, and I'm like that. So, you just getting ready to go off to work? She went, no, I'm not working, I'm on universal credits. Wow, who pays you the universal credits? The government. A lot of these people, and even a guy that I know that's jumping about the conspiracy theory bandwagon, set himself up as a coach. He's a capitalist. He's put his staff on furlough, and the government are paying 80% of their wages. But he's jumped, these governments are a bunch of corrupt, beep, beep, bleep, bleep. I'm like, you can't have it both ways. You can't be sitting turning round and saying the government's corrupt and you're sitting here claiming universal credits. That's you that's corrupt. Because what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you not to work, not to give yourself to somebody else? Right? So you could fall into any belief about what's going on right now, but I personally think that they're also just distractions. Okay, I think that these conspiracy theories and 5G, I personally think 5G is no great. I don't think 5G is brilliant. Right, I agree with that. But, and I have given some thought and some thinking to 5G. It's going to be 5G that takes us into 5D. I have gave it some thought and some thinking, right? But for me personally, it's just a distraction, right? I distracted myself for, when I get sober, when I started my sobering up process 27 years ago, this month, right? I then get into therapy and get into learning and get into studying, and I distracted myself for 20 years with studying, right? Another qualification, another course, the dopamine, the false promise of reward. I was constantly chasing something outside of myself. When I get here, I'll do that. When I get this, I'll do that. When I get to this place, I'll be happy. When I get that car or I get that status, I'll be happy. And it was like feeding a hungry ghost. I got the stuff. I enjoyed it for 2 or 3 minutes. 2 or 3 seconds, to get honest. And then that was it. I was adapted to it. It was just my norm. Right? So, distractions and not distracting ourselves from what's really going on. And my mind could go to 5G, and my mind could go to a lot of conspiracy theories. I think there's some truth in everything. But any time my mind goes to anything outside of being with myself right now, okay, I'm not being true. I'm absolutely not being true. Now, I am aware that I'm on this Facebook Live to you this morning, and I'm missing out on all these birds and all this beauty and nature that I'm surrounded in. You know, in my defence, this is 12k or something in total, this run that I'm doing. It's 8 miles. I was 3.5 miles into it before I went on Facebook Live, right? And I really was very, very present then. And when I hang up, I'll just put the phone in my pocket, I'll put it in flight mode, and I'll go back to being present. So I'm aware that I'm distracted right now by being on Facebook Live. So awareness is key. If you're not aware and you're just automatically programming to go to the fridge and get a beer, go to the fridge and get a cake, go to the cupboard and get a biscuit, right? You're not thinking. You're running from old scripts and schemas and old programs that are subconscious, unconscious, and even in some ways been set up that they're non-conscious patterns of behaviour. And you're not thinking at that point, you're remembering. And what we really need to do in this time, I think, preaching, this is what you need to do, come across like that at all, is to think our way through it. Get up into this part of your brain, become very aware and very present and very focused on what it is that we want to achieve and how are we going to get there, right? Now, I'm going to be talking to Jack Black next week after. Jack Black from Mind Store. I've known Jack, met Jack in God, 97, maybe 98. I've known Jack a long time, 22 years. He got me into goal setting. That's not how I met him, right enough. I just met him in a pub in Ireland. And he got me into goal setting. Goal setting's fantastic because the world doesn't know. If you can feel that you've got it and you can start to feel abundance, and all these people that are jumping on everybody jumps on something, don't they? Everybody jumps into everything. Folk are jumping into this, coaches are jumping into this and jumping into this lockdown time to make money, and you know, great time to learn and study, guys. It's amazing how people just jump straight in, but goal setting is great. Absolutely love it. My sense is that we're actually going to get to a place, or we could get to a place where goal setting becomes redundant. So my thoughts on the matter are that the more that we can get inside and the more that we can connect with our hearts, right, and really connect with our hearts. I said something the other day there. What I said was the 10 Commandments. Fantastic set of rules and principles to live your life by, right? But to me, if you're having to live your life by the 10 Commandments, you're having a white knuckle ride, a white knuckle sobriety. If you don't know what that is, look it up. This isn't an addiction talk, right? If you're living your life by the 10 Commandments, it's because you're actually holding your breath, you've jumped under the water, because we do have lustful thoughts. We do have murderous thoughts. We do, because we've got a shadow. Anything that lights has a shadow, you know. And so I'm not mocking the 10 Commandments, the 12 Commandments. I think they're 10 Commandments, 12 steps, 10 Commandments. I'm all mixed up. But Jesus said, I give you the commandment of love. Now, those of you that are listening, because I'm babbling, right? If you love with all your heart and all your might and all your strength, and you open your heart up completely to yourself, and you can forgive yourself, and you can love yourself, and you can be happy with who you are and what you are, would you need a commandment? See, if you just were bursting with love, would you commit adultery? See, if you were bursting with love for yourself, would you steal? Would you murder? Would you kill? No, you wouldn't. So goal setting, how fantastic goal setting is, right? That's still you taking charge of your mind. What if this new way that's coming is a vibrational change in the earth, a vibrational change in consciousness, where whether we like it or not, our heart is going to start blooming like a flower petal. It's going to start opening. Now, the journey from the head, where we've got control and we're in charge, to the heart that's abundance and expansive and just pumping out all this electromagnetic energy into this electromagnetic field that's free of all worry, all fear, all anger, all resentment, okay? And you could surrender completely to your environment. Would you need to goal set? Would you need to take charge? Would you need control? No. But in order to get there, you need trust and you need faith. So, they're my ramblings from my morning run. And I'm going to be talking to Lucy Cavendish at 9 a.m. We've figured out the Facebook Live how that's going to work. If you are interested, tune in. Lucy, I'm really, really interested to hear what her thoughts are on what's going on at the moment. Lucy is an ex-Daily Mail journalist. I want to hear how she feels, how the media and journalism have been approaching this situation. And I'm going to be chatting to her at 9 a.m. and I'm going to be speaking to Stephen Rudin, the co-founder of amygdala depotentiation technique, otherwise known as havening. You may have seen Paul McKenna on the telly. Paul and Steve are good friends. And we're going to get a little bit of a blether with him. The last time I had a chat with him was about 7 years ago, and it went deep. Oh yeah, we went deep into a conversation, so I'm really looking forward to catching up with Stephen at 3 o'clock today. It'll be 10 o'clock New York time, Eastern Summer Time. So that's my thoughts and rambles. Have a fantastic day, wishing you well, and take care. All the best. Hi Kevin. You take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And if you can't receive love, do your best to give it.